今天还是要跟大家谈，就是第8章的部分。We are talking about the chapter 8. In the last week, we are will talk about the local variable. 在上个礼拜，其实我们已经有做过这个所谓的local variable 这样的一个 practice 那上个礼拜也有谈到，就是说if you try to using a local variable, just like the stop button, 就像这个停止的元件的话 ，OK，那你们要记得就是那个所谓的 mechanical action should be using a switch, not a latch, OK，因为你假如是这种做法的话你用所谓的 latch。它不会让你使用这个所谓的 local variable. If you using a latch action, you cannot using the local variable for this condition. Okay, so please remember if you're using a local variable, some kind like this stop button, you have to change the latch action to the switch action. 这是我们上个礼拜谈到的部分了。好，那在我们的这一个 library 里面呢，我还是把它拖过去啊。在我们的这个 library 里面呢，Chapter 8 library, you can see this is Chapter 8, and I have a race condition as an example. Okay, so you can see my PowerPoint in your screen right now. Okay, let me check the block diagram. 我们看一下它 block diagram. Okay, so in this area, you can see that we have a 2 while loop. 我有2个 while loop， 各位同学。那其中这个 run 跟这个 run， 这个呢是这一个 run 的 local variable， 在这里，这是一个 local variable。Okay, I already said that local variable just like the a mapping, so you can choose what is the parameter for the mapping. Okay, so this is for the local variable of the run button, and the other one is the input receive. So this is the input receive. Okay, so it's just behind the while loop. Okay, and all of these three, this 1, 2, 3, is the local variable. 这边有3个 local variable， 然后全部指向哪里 ？All these 3 local variable are mapped to the input receive. 所以呢 if for this while loop running, you will have a value assigned to the input receive. 就是这个 a value 它会指到这一个。And for this while loop, the b value also will be assigned to the input receive. And finally, the input receive will be showing on this indicator. 所以但是在这个地方 please you can check that for this 2 while loop, it is independent while loop. I mean that somehow the a value will going to the local variable. Somehow the b value will going to the local variable. So which first? 谁先 which first? 谁先谁后？这个就不确定了。这就不确定了。 我们来看一下，我们来看一下啊。So you can see this is the run. Okay, and I put. So you can see that somehow this is the A value, and somehow this is the for the B value. 有没有？所以这个就很难讲啊，很难讲。You can have to say that which one will be the first as the input. Okay, so the to prevent this kind of the situation, do not use the local variable for this kind of the competition condition, race condition. Do not use the local variable for this kind of the block diagram. OK， 所以呢，拜托啊，就是说有时候虽然 local variable 是很好用哦 ，sometimes the local variable is very easy to use. Especially you have a large program. But I would suggest not using the local variable for the race condition. 你不要同时都去 assign 这一个 local variable 的字，不然他会不知道他到底要继承谁的，要继承谁的资料。好 ，so this is the limitation of the local variable. Okay, and the other limitation is that if you call in a local variable, you will have a memory of a copy. If you have two more, three more, it means that you have the two more, three more memory copies. So this is reduce the memory capacity. 它一样还是会减少记忆体的空间哦，所以其实它就是一个独立的变数，然后独立的变数。Okay, so we will have a practice. If you can open the chapter 8, 9, okay, and I will go into the test and so okay, so this practice you can follow my project. Okay. Oh, oops. So I open a new file of the Labview, and in this Labview you can see the big screen for the detail. So I have two control. Okay, first is the left channel. Okay, 那大家可以跟我一起做啊。Okay, and the other one is the right channel. So in this block diagram, I use for loop, a while loop, and this while loop is always stop create constant false, and this one is continue if true. Okay, so it is for the one time. Okay, and for this one, I create a shift register. 各位同学还记得 shift register 是什么吗？ And I create another. Oh, oops. So you can use the. I mean that for this case, they use the somehow like this one, vertical bar. Or vertical bar. Okay. So you can use this kind of the vertical bar. Okay. So I change to the vertical bar. Okay, sorry. Or maybe I can use the point. so you can see the much more in the detail. You can replace with the vertical point slide. Okay, so this is the in a practice you use in I use in a master volume. Okay, I have a left channel here, and I have a right channel here, and I have a master volume here. Okay, so this is the control. We change to the control, and this master volume or master volume will be so this is the we should change to the double, and this can be going to the right of the shift register, and this one is subtract here, and here, and this is going to the uh, case structure here. If this case is equal to the 0, this subtract is equal to the 0 here. Okay, and this is for true case. Okay, in a true case, it doesn't see that with the true case. With the false case, the false case, I using a local variable. Local, do you know how to create a local variable? You can right click to the control and create a local variable here. Local variable here. Okay. So you can create a local variable, and this change to the read. And you can use the control for the copy and change to the right channel. So this will be added by the master volume. Both with the master volume. 各位同学，这个就基本上它就是另外再弄啊。And okay, and this is the output for the left again. So you will see this will be changed to the right. Okay, and this will change to the right channel. So okay, this is the end of the this practice. So we can change with the yes, you can see that. Okay. So maybe I can have a scale, the same scale, to the 100 scale. Okay. 各位同学这边啊，就大家跟着一起做。So you can see that with the left and the channel control, if I adjust the master volume and the left, all the both left and the right channel will increase equal to the master volume, equal to the master volume. So I use the local variable for this kind of the practice. So I read the original, the value of the left channel and the right channel here, and combined with the master volume. Okay, so this is the practice of the master and slave master and slave. Okay, so you can see the here. This is also the example here. Okay. If you have any problem, you can use this sample. Okay. Okay, so we are going to talk about the global variable next. 接下来要跟大家谈是所谓的 global variable. What is the difference between the local variable and global variable? 各位同学 ，What is the difference？ 你们认为区域变数跟广域变数有什么不太一样？区域变数呢，只能用在它当下的这个 vi。Okay, I mean that for the local variable, it just can be used a current vi. And for the global variable， 在广域变数来讲，它可以在不同的 vi 之间去传递同一个 variable。The global variable it can be used to transmit and storage the value or any other kind of the format data between amongst different VIs. So you can use the global variable in the first VI and implement the value to the other VI. Okay, so this is the example here. So we can use the example for the practice. 各位同学一样哈，还是大家可以来跟着我做一下这一个范例，sine wave, and I see if I can have no. Okay, page 11 here. Okay, so this is the VI. VI here. Okay, so if and this is the what we call the global variable. So what is the difference of the local variable and the global variable? You can see the mark. The local variable is like the house. Okay, okay. This is like the house. The symbol is the house. 有这个家的符号，有没有？home. And for the global variable is had the symbol with the earth. 就是有一个地球，OK， 所以呢，这个地方呢，基本上就是这两个图示上面的不一样。And how to create a global variable？ 我们来继续往下看So how to create？ If you try to create, you can find a structure here. The first one is the local variable, and the other one is the global variable. Okay, so you can put the local variable here, or put the global variable here. Okay, but you can see that for this kind of the global variable, for the local variable, you can assign the parameter for the mapping. 在 local variable 你可以直接去 assign 你那个 vi 里面哪一个就是 control 或是 indicator 的元件。You can for the local variable you can assign any control or indicator in this vi. But if I click the global variable, there is no option for me. You just can double click. So this here, you will generate a new VI with the front panel. 它只会自己创造出一个这样的一个 front panel. I mean that for the global variable, you have to decide all the variable by your own. I mean that you can put all the several, and this is the boolean. Okay, for this example, this is my global variable, and I have to store the global variable as a vi， 我必须要储存 global variable。哦，这就跟 local variable 比较不一样的地方。OK，so okay, I go the global here. So if you already generate a new global variable， 你已经产生好一个，然后并且存档了 ，and you save this global variable into a file. So this time you can choose the component inside the global variable。这时候你就可以选择在 global variable 里面你要储存的对象是谁。你可以选 boolean， 我们刚才这个就是这个 boolean。Okay, so this is the boolean. Okay, here, and for the numerical. Okay, so let us see if I put this global variable for right channel here, also store in numerical in the global variable. 我把这个 right channel 的资料一样储存在这里啊，储存在这里。对 ，delete this one. So you will see for this numerical 2 right now the value is the 0, and for after I run it, yeah, you can see that this is the new value. Okay, so you can see this is a different value. 那超过了，然后这个已经有点超过了。OK，I use the scale. So I use this scale to be 200. So you will see right now the value is about 150. So the value also going to the global variable. Okay, here. So you will see the correlate change for the global variable. 你就可以同时看到联动的变化哦，联动的变化。好，所以我们可以再做一次啊。You can have a global variable here, and double click to generate a new global variable. But you have to save this file by your own and create the parameter inside the global variable. Or the other way is that you can have a new, not new vi, new, and this one you can see the other file. Here is a global variable here. 好，你可以直接在这里也可以做，你 double click, they will generate just only the front panel. 在 global variable 里面没有所谓的 block diagram. There's no block diagram of the global variable because it's just storage the parameter is assigned. 它只会储存就是这些变数而已，它不需要程式执行。好 ，so this is the introduction of the global variable and the local variable. So I check for this for if I have another practice of here global example. Oh, so this is just a global variable. So you can see that it's a storage with the 3 parameters: temperature, message, and stop. Okay, 3 parameters here. And I check for the global variable processing. 这边没有特别的一个 practice， 应该是有吧。plot 在这边 generate time on here. Okay. So I close this one, and this is the generate. Okay, so you can see this generate VI using a global variable here and here. So if I double click, they will show the global variable. Okay, this is the global variable here. Okay, this is the front panel. Only storage two parameters. One is the time, and the other is the boolean stop true or false. Okay, and the other one is here is the time. So you can see I can use several global variable in only one VI。我可以在一个 VI 里面用好几个 global variable， 没关系而且每个 global variable you can determine what is the main parameter you have to use from the global variable。你可以去指定哪一个是你要用的参数。But please remember, the global variable, just like the local variable, please to avoid the race condition。还是一样要避免就是所谓竞赛的问题你不可能在同一时间用同样的值去输入到这个 global 或是 local variable， 它不知道哪一个先哪一个后。So you cannot use the race condition like the local variable. It is the same with the global variable. Please avoid that condition. 避免那样子的使用避免那样的使用。好 ，and I have a plot, a plot VI. Where is the plot VI? Here. So you can see that I open the plot diagram. So this is a generate with the time. The VI, the content is the generate with the time. And this is the plot with the time. So for this while loop, they use a global variable. Okay, also here is the same global variable. And let this VI read the value from the global variable and for the graph plot. And also you can see that this is the stop. If I click the stop here, and this value are going to the global variable, and finally, and this VI will receive the global variable of the stop, and the inverse, this is the inverse. Okay, you can see this is the help, not function. So this is the inverse function here, and change to the true, true to false, false to true, and stop the while loop of this VI. So let me see again, okay? And we click running, and here we click the running. So you will see when I click the stop, because when I click the stop, and all the value are going to the graph, going to the graph. So stop here, and you will see the generate time also stop. But I cannot see the value here. The graph will appear when you have a stop. 那为什么它没有？There's no value here. What's wrong? It's supposed with the value here. Okay, do it again. because right now you can see the global variable have a value change with this. Okay. Oh, sorry. I know what. Why? Because I have to click this first, maybe. Okay. Then this probably later. And when I click the stop, so if you remember how to debug, you can use in the probe. 各位同学还记得吗？you can use in the probe. Let me check. This value will change with the time. So in the beginning, okay, there's no value because I just this vi does not start yet. So this change. Okay, so yes, this has the value change for the wire. 在这个 wire 里面，其实资料真的有在变动啊。But somehow the data does not show in this VI. So what's the problem? I can have input here. Okay. So when I get a stop, this index auto index will output all the array. 这边应该会输出所有的 array 吧，各位同学，所以我应该会有看到 array 的资料。有啊。But somehow this array is almost the same. Okay, so my graph should be large total scale. 它超过太多了吧 ？So this is will be more than the one. Okay. What is the problem? That probe here. I'll do it again. Okay, this value change. So I can click the stop button here. Yes, it is had a value output, but it's just not seen in my graph. So I will be show the legend, plot legend. There will have two. Yes, two. The color. Yeah. Oh, here. 原来它的那个值哦，它变白色的了。So it is hard to find. Okay. So yes, there's the value output here. Okay. So this is the example to show you that how to use in the global variable between two vi. 各位同学，我现在秀的就是如何去执行这个使用 global variable 来去做执行哦，在这个不同的 vi 之间。好 ，next. Okay, so I already showed that, and this is the. I mean that if you have save your global variable here, and this global variable with vi here, okay, 所以大家可以尝试看看哦。那接下来大概基本上都差不多了哦，都差不多。Okay, we already show that this kind of the practice here. Okay, so this is the practice we just show. Okay, here So the next I will try to talk about is property nodes. Property nodes. What is the property nodes? If you have for this example here, okay, this is example for any control or the indicator. If you click the right button, and you will see the property. You can use the property. I mean that all the property can be adjusted. 你可以去调整 ，OK？ 你可以去调整 by using this dialog. For the appearance, I just show in the very beginning of the this course, the data type. You can change for the double or the integer. And the data entry is mean that you can set a limit of the minima and the maxima. 你可以去对这一个 control 去设定最小值或最大值，或是它的 increment。increment is mean that the step，就是说每一格你可以允许它只能动多少。For example， 你可以只能让它调整0.5，0.5你就打0.5，一次只能变0.5。Okay, so if you do not have a limit, a special limit assigned, you can use the default. And the scale. For this kind of the control, you can have a scale here for the type of the tick and the scale the range, and also the display format. You can use in the float point or the scientific. Okay, so you will see here. I'll show you. You can see the different format: float, scientific, and the automatic format with the significant digit 小数点之后要几位 or SI notation, so you can use the decimal, hex, okay, and octal and binary. 你可以用不同的输出。Okay, so I think this is very easy for you to understanding the. Okay. So here, and oops. And the other property is that you can show that the text label, document, and the data binding, and the key navigation. But I want to say that 这个都是用我们自己去控制的。If I have to change the property, I have to click the right button and using the property, 对不对，各位同学？ But if you try to use the Labview automatically change the property of this kind of the control or indicator, 你想要在 Labview 里面自动让它去调整这些 property， 那要怎么用 ？Okay, for this example, I show you that. This is the input A, and the right click. Also in the create, you can see the property node. Property node. And all this is all the property of this control. Okay, 这些就是我刚才讲的。So you can maybe for the data entry limit here and all that element. Okay, so this is the property node. Or property node. You can read from the property node or change to the right. I mean that you can change to the to write the maxima of the data entry here. You say so you can create a maxima limit to this property, or you can read out. I mean, change to read to the read the property of this maxima limit to the other indicator. 你也可以把它的这些特性读出来，或是写进去去改变它的特性。So this is the property node. I mean that you can change or read the property of the control or the indicator in the Labview just inside the program, just inside the block diagram. 你可以在这个程式码里面直接去改变哦。 直接去改变。Okay, so if you for this kind of the example， 这是一个布鲁林 ，this is the button of the 布鲁林。So you can use the gain. Oh, and oh, sorry. This is the control for the gain and the offset. So you can determine that these two control whether be visible or not. 你可以让它去呈现哦。这个我们来看一下，我们来看一下这个怎么玩哦。OK， 那我们给它两个旋钮，两个旋钮 here。OK， so the first one, okay, the second one, and I use. Oh, sorry, okay, here, and I create the property node, and this is will be visible here. This is visible. Okay, so you can also change to the other. Oops. Okay, so if I create a second one, property node with the visible, and change to the read, change to the right. Okay, change to the right, and I give a constant here. True mean that you will see these two, okay, control, and false maybe you will never see the control. Okay, so this is just the property control using the property node here. So you can check by yourself because you can see a lot of property can be controlled using the property node. Okay, so but it is depends what kind of the control you use. 这还是要跟你的这个对应的这个 control 会有关系会有关系。所以我觉得大家可以尝试看看用这个。Okay, and the other one is that you not only can control the one property, you can control several property. You can control several property. So you can control all these property in the one action. 就是你可以同时去控制它好几个这个所谓的特性哦。Okay, so I think this is very useful. So somehow you can see that the property of the position, okay, the property of the bounds are visible or disabled. Okay, so you will have a disabled because if I use this kind of the disabled here, do I have a disabled? Bounce position disabled here. Okay. Oops. Disable is the mean that you just create constant enable or disable. Okay. So when I use enable and when I use the disable and the grayed out, disable is mean that you cannot use the grab tool anymore. And for the disable and the gray out, you can see this is cannot be used and will be have a gray out. 就是说它 disable 就是不能使用这个之外，你用 gray out 它还会变淡色的。So you can, if you have some GUI 就是说人机界面，你为了要让使用者避免误触，你有时候可以先让它就是 gray out，它就不会去动那一个元件。然后你比如说到下一个步骤，你再让它回复，它就可以操作。那我们是可以用这样的方式可以用这样的方式来做启用哦。So you can see that this is another key focus and blinking. I mean that this will be blinking again and again. And the display format I already showed that for the color. So please try again by yourself for determine what kind of the property you may like to use. 好不好？就大家回去可以尝试看看哦。所以这怎么来的 ？Create， right click and choose the create, and here is the property node here. So maybe you can use this for very quick understanding. OK， 好吗？好，那我们今天的课到这边哦。那回家大家练习一下这个所谓的 local、global 跟 property node. I think this is very important for the Labview if you try to extend your Labview skill. 这个我觉得这个3个是很重要的一个部分哦。那我们当然后面还会再继续谈一些重要的一些操作，好吗？那还是提醒大家要记得缴交作业。那没有缴交的就请你直接寄给我，直接寄给我。OK， 好，下课了。